Hello, it's Lady Nitzerk, and I'd like to apologize for the camera quality. And as soon as I say that, my hand starts quivering and shaking my phone. Well, that's what I'm recording on, and it's really the only recording device I have other than my webcam connected to my laptop. And believe it or not, that's actually a worse quality. So bear with me here. I know my YouTube channel is primarily for video games, and I might be taking a risk by posting this video instead of a video game. So this is a heads up to anybody who follows my channel or is only here because they're interested in video games. Not only am I a gamer, I'm a female, and I have female issues, and I menstruate. If this is something you're not interested in, then go ahead, skip this video, go to my games. Alright, let's begin. Another disclaimer. If you're young, like you're an age before you're menstruating, or you're a boy and you're at the age before you start having wet dreams, I don't recommend you watch this. This stuff is a lot about sexual health, and these things that you're curious about, you need to be asking your parents, not finding these things on the internet. And there is sex ed at school that you'll probably encounter in middle school, but at the same time, there isn't a lot you can find there. Really, the best information source is your parents. Alright? If any questions, ask them. Alright? So recently, I've been watching a lot of videos by Femhead, and I'll link her down in the description. Please subscribe to her. Like, I found out so many things about birth control I had no idea before. Like, there are things that I was doubting that she said, and I fact-checked them, and, like, I didn't just Google it. Like, I went through, like, college databases and stuff, and everything she says is legit. And watching that stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, this explains everything. This explains my weight gain, my depression, like, you know, my UTIs and yeast infections. I had no idea birth control could cause these things. I'm like, oh my gosh, could this be the source or at least contribute to all my problems? And so I've decided to go off birth control. This is on my pack the third day I'm on the sugar pill, and I haven't taken it at all. Completely. Just no. And sugar pill's a placebo anyway, so. Anyway, I won't be expecting my period until Saturday. That is because birth control regulating your period is somewhat of a lie. When you're on birth control, you don't actually have a period. You have something called a fake period. It's a fake period because when you're on the birth control pill, you don't ovulate. And an unfertilized egg is what your period is. It's your uterus getting rid of that egg that's attached to the uterine lining. And when there is no egg, there shouldn't be anything for your uterus. There shouldn't be anything for your uterus to shed. You know, there's no reason for it. So it's a fake bleed to kind of simulate the idea that you're still ovulating. And this I had no idea about either. No GYN or no doctor ever told me about this. They just, you know, I was like 12 years old and they're like, here, like, how much you're bleeding poses a health hazard. Like, it was a big deal. I had really severe anemia. And they gave me the pill and said, this will regulate your cycles. This will make everything better. And at first, it did. For the first couple years, like, my periods became regular and lighter. My color came back to my face. I wasn't pale anymore. Some of my acne actually started to clear up, and I noticed I wasn't as hairy as I used to be. Like, I grow a lot of hair. It's just like unbelievable. And I used to have like a unibrow, and my armpit hair and leg hair would grow just like extremely fast. Like, I'd shave my legs one night, and literally the morning after, it's, you know, it started growing back. So that cleared up a lot of my issues. But over the next couple years, they started getting irregular, like, again. And so I was having breakthrough bleeding. That was the specific problem. So they put me on another birth control. I forget what the birth control I was on between Nortrel and orthocycline. But during that period, that birth control, I can't remember. I forget what was wrong with that birth control. I think I was breakthrough bleeding on that too. So I think when I was 16 or 17, because 17 is when I lost my health insurance and had to start going to the health department, I was put on orthocycline. That worked for the first few months. And then my periods became later. Like, I used to start my period, like, right on Sunday, right when I started the sugar pill. Well, I forget. I started taking it on like a day later. So I was taking the sugar pill. I started it on a Monday instead of Sunday. I forget how I ended up in that mix-up, but I just went with it. And then I ended up not getting my periods until like Wednesday or Thursday. And then like since like, I say the last 6 months to a year, I wouldn't get them until Saturday. And I would start the regular pill 2 days after that on Monday. And I was still bleeding until like Wednesday, like the third day into taking the pill, the real pill, not the placebo. And it's like ever since I was 12 and I started taking the pill, I had a lot of mental health issues. I was pretty unstable, and I was told this would, my parents were told this would help my mental health issues, because I had low self-esteem. I had undiagnosed autism, and it's like, no family is perfect. I kind of had an unstable upbringing, and I was abused by someone in my family. It wasn't my parents, and luckily it was only psychological abuse. But I say only, but it's still as bad as physical or sexual from what I'm hearing lately, and I gotta agree with that, because I have a lot of pre-existing mental health issues because of that. And part of the reason that family member abused me is because they didn't understand my autism. They back then, they didn't think girls had it. So, I went through a series of diagnoses: ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, depression, bipolar. They even suggested I had borderline personality disorder, like, later on in my teen years. So, yeah, I was pretty unstable, and it seemed to have gotten worse when I was on the pill. I hadn't even thought of this until recently. Like, maybe I'm so depressed and so moody because I'm on the birth control pill. So, yeah, this week that I started the placebo, I just threw my birth control out. I said, fuck this shit. And, I'm gonna see where it goes from there. I'm either gonna film the first 3 to 6 months. I will upload a new video every day about the progress that's going. And, I'm gonna start Saturday with my first period. I don't even know if this is gonna be a real period or not. So, yeah. We'll see. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. I'm eager to see what results this will be. Alright, thank you for listening. Goodbye.